Thanks. First of all, thanks, Karen. Great to see you again, and thanks for having me on. Yes, as you noted, demand in North America has been weak, and we're down almost 50%, or about 50% organically. It's because our customers are depleting the inventories to go through an inventory cycle, as well as being cautious on the rollout. What we know from experience is that will come back to more normal levels. It can take a couple of quarters, can take a bit more. The exact timing is hard to say because it's ultimately in the hands of the customers. But what actually drives the need to invest is actually the traffic growth, which continues at a high level. It's demand for new type of services like fixed wireless access. But we should also note that only about call it globally, about 1 in 4 sites are upgraded to mid-band, a little bit more than that in North America. So it's still relatively early in the 5G cycle. But exactly when that turn happens is hard to predict, or we cannot predict it.
Börje, to what extent then has North America been a scene setter for the industry about the type of cycle we're going to have to weather now for the next few years? I know North America's dropped. You've got India stepping in to pick up some of the lag. Is this what it looks like in future? You have a strong market, the comparables will kick in, that market will fade, another one will step in as it lags in terms of the cycle around 5G. Is that just what the future looks like for a few years now?
That has been the history of the cellular communications. It's kind of one market builds out faster, then other markets build out faster for a period of time. So it kind of looks that way. I would say we had an extraordinary build out in 2022 in North America. That's not going to come back at those levels because it was a bit of a unique situation. But normally you start to see markets get very fast build out and then it tapers off a bit. What we're actually seeing now in the third quarter is some of the early markets where 5G was rolled out early coming back now to start to increase capacity as well, which is the pattern we would see normally if we look at the history as well.
Börje, can I ask you about Vonage? This is the company you paid $6.2 billion for. Now a huge impairment. This was reported the other week. Did you just buy growth here? Were you seeking to get growth and were you trying to do that at the cost of the business? Just walk us through what sort of misstep you've seen here and how it fits now into the overall strategy.
First of all, you can say, it's very easy to say when you look at timing or valuation that and look back and say that our timing was off or valuation was too high just because the prices were high at the time and low today. So I think that's one element and that's an easy comparison to make. I think the real focus that we need to look at is what we're strategically doing with Vonage and why we actually acquired Vonage. And that is to build a completely new type of way to expose the network capabilities in a 5G network to developers, to enterprises, to develop completely new type of applications. And when we talk about those features, we're thinking about quality of service. So think about speed, low latency, can be location, can be authentication. When you use the network capabilities in a whole new way, we see this to be a very large opportunity measured over a few years' time. Analysts predict it to be $20 billion in 5 years. So when we look at an acquisition like Vonage, it's important to look at what we're strategically trying to do. And here, of course, when you do something that's new, it takes a little bit longer to create that. But we had a very important proof point by launching a effort together with Deutsche Telekom a few weeks back, where we showcased how you can use network APIs in a completely new way. We're very excited about this and see a major opportunity going forward.